Okay, so I just bought this condo down in Phoenix, Arizona, and I'm gonna do a quick walkthrough with you and tell you what things I'm going to do on this renovation and how I make that decision. I'm obviously going to paint the walls. It has these ugly popcorn ceilings, and I have opted to leave them because I'm using this as a rental and it's not worth the expense to me. The blinds, I'm gonna paint the walls white. These blinds are like ugly brown, and there's not that many of them, so I am going to change the blinds. The plate covers, these are ugly, so I'm going to change the plate covers, but I'm not going to change the switches out, so I'm going to buy cream color plates on this, and that's going to save me a ton of time and a ton of money because of the time. The curtains are obviously going, the beautiful chandelier is going, and because it's Arizona, I'm going to put a ceiling fan up. The ceilings here are really low, so I'm gonna go with a flush mount, or, you know, basically as tight to the ceiling as I can get. I found some that I can get that only hang down 9 inches, which is gonna work well. I do have this wall right here, so I have to make sure that my blades are not gonna be an issue with this wall, and I don't want a giant fan in here because of the room. All right, so the cabinets in the kitchen, this is always the biggest decision issue. You can see these are like ugly oak. I do have an issue that the outside panel here is not the same color as my cabinets. And I looked at some flooring options. To do something that would look good with this, I would need to go with brown tones, which are out right now. So I have opted to redo the cabinets. So I'm gonna buy oak filler, and then I'm gonna paint these cabinets like a dark gray. The countertops, however, are in good shape, so I'm going to leave the countertops. Next, we come to the appliances. So the stove, it actually works. It's clean, it's not scratched, so the stove stays. The microwave's busted, so that goes. The fridge doesn't work, so that goes. The floors are obviously going to go. Once again, the sink looks pretty good. I have this side that's rusted out, so I'm gonna switch that out, but I'm leaving the rest. Also, I have original valves in the plumbing in this unit, and I'm actually going to leave them, and I'm going to put water alarms in the bottom. Water alarms actually save me a ton of money, so if something leaks, it sounds like a smoke detector, so I'm going to go for that. The dishwasher works. Color's not terrible, so that's going to stay. You can see that this has a really, really low ceiling, and it goes down like another 10 inches in the kitchen. With this really hideous light box. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the frame off the light box. You can see I've got 2 fixtures in there, and if I, you know, had all the money in the world, I would put in can lights in there, but what I'm going to do is just put in 2 bar fixtures that throw a lot of light and get rid of the frame and get rid of this outside and then fix the sheetrock. And that is going to lighten up the kitchen, I think, quite a bit. So you can see that I've already ripped out the flooring. I'm going to put in laminate flooring that's waterproof. The stairs, because of the way the stairs are built, I'm just going to have to recarpet the stairs. But I am going to paint those. As I come through here, I'm going to paint the whole thing. I'm going to paint the walls white. I'm going to go with a satin sheen so that it's not super bright, but you can still clean the walls. And the color I'm going to pick is alabaster. I painted a lot of properties that color. It really brightens things up. It's a nice bright white, so that's what I'm going with. The fireplace, I think it's cute, so I am leaving that as is. Now we're going to take a little tour of the bathroom and the hardware. Okay, the hardware, well, not exactly in, but it's in fantastic shape. So I am going to keep the hardware. You know, the sinks, look at that. The faucet's in great condition, so it's not exactly a modern color, but I'm going to keep it in here. Once again, the switch plates are going to go, and the cabinets I'm going to turn gray, but I am leaving the hardware, and I'm going to leave the doorknobs, leave the towel bars. So that's the decision there. And then as we go upstairs and we look upstairs, obviously I have some painting. I'm going to flip this light on for you. Oh, Brad's here. All right, so I've got this just stupid light here, and I'm just not even sure. I think I'm going to get a bar light similar to that. It's hard to get anything there that's not going to look like a bathroom fixture. I'm going to paint this bar here. If it looks okay, I'll leave it. If not, I'll put in a sexier bar. Light fixtures go. You can see I've got some water here, water damage. I need to look at that. I'm pretty sure it's old, but I'm gonna verify that. All right, so in here, switch covers go. Flooring goes, new baseboards. In rentals, I never put in MDF baseboards. They just don't hold up well. So I always get painted pine. Costs me a little extra money, but it's great in the long run. We walk in here. The mirror looks good. The light fixture looks good. The tub looks good. The cabinets are in great shape. So once again, I'm gonna paint them. The countertops are in good shape. I'm gonna fix that, but I am leaving the faucets. As like I said, everything looks great. It's clean, perfect. I do always replace toilets. These are old toilets, so the toilets always go. And once again, laminate flooring. We're gonna go into the next bedroom. Doorknobs stay. I will paint the doors, obviously, all the walls. Replace the blinds. This is just not looking like a really hard remodel so far. All right, I'm coming in this bathroom. Once again, this all works. It's gonna stay. I will put a new shower head on. I'm keeping the tile surround, keeping the tub, replacing the toilet, painting the vanity. And that is what I am doing in this apartment, and that's how I make decisions about if this were a higher end house, then I would probably make some different decisions. But because I'm just using this as a rental, I'm not going to spend a ton of money. Tenants, you know, don't take fantastic care of stuff. And so I want it to look nice, but it doesn't have to look high end. If I wanted to make this high end, then I would take all the tops off. I would put granite in. I would clean the popcorn off the ceiling. It's a real pain in the butt. And have the ceilings fixed so that they would be flat. And those are the major things that I would do if I were upgrading it. I would get rid of all the brass fixtures. I would put granite on all the counters. I would consider redoing the cabinets or definitely painting them. And that's basically how I make a decision. I think I can get this done easily under $10,000, and it's a 1,500 square foot unit. I am going to do a fair amount of the work myself. And once again, that's how I decide what to do on this renovation. Thanks. Okay, I am back with my cabinet painting update video. So, here we go. I only had 4 days here, so it's not all done, but I think it looks pretty nice. So I started with the filling the grain on the oak for the cabinet fronts, and then it took so long that eventually I'm like, forget it. I'm just gonna paint them. And you know what? If you're not looking for it, I think they look great. I do have knobs that I need to, or handles that I'm gonna put on the doors. Unfortunately, these hinges are not adjustable, and I did not order new hinges, and they have different holes drilled in them. So I'm just gonna leave the hinges, and I'm going to get knobs that are that color. But overall, I think it looks great. I'm gonna paint the dishwasher panel black. I'm gonna leave the countertops as is, and it's definitely a little bit modern. I took the light box out. There was a big oak frame around this light box, and I removed that. And then I'm gonna paint the ceiling this nice bright white color. It's Sherwin-Williams Alabaster, which I love. So I bought 2 bar lights that I'm gonna put up here. Probably not as sexy as can lights, but in this case, it's gonna be quite a bit cheaper. And obviously the doors are gonna be painted. But you can see the difference between that color and this white that I put in. It really brightens things up. So I've got one cut on this wall and the wall over here. We got a new ceiling fan up. I think we're making a lot of progress for 4 days.